we're going to talk about how to actually emotionally detach from men. And the reason we're going to talk about emotional detachment is because if you come from a toxic household, toxic parenting, if you come from a household where you were, great, or things have happened to you in your childhood, we have to talk about this because a lot of times we are the most emotional people. The reason I say we, because I grew up like that and I had to learn how to emotionally detach. So I'm going to share with you what I've learned, and girl, I hope that it helps you. This ain't designed to bash men. This is just to help you navigate through men who are no good for you, and you don't got to end up in no toxic relationships no more. So let's get into it. Okay, so listen, the first way to emotionally detach yourself from men is knowing that you are worthy of love. Now, the reason I say knowing that you are worthy of love is the most important thing to know, because a lot of the times when you've been, touched as a child or things have happened to you, you don't feel worthy. In fact, the feeling that often tries to come after you is feeling dirty or feeling like you only deserve bad, or there's just some shame over you. The first thing you have to know is that you are worthy of love. And because you are worthy of love, you do not have to accept anything a man is giving you just because he's trying to give it to you. Just because he's trying to tell you he don't believe in buying flowers, and he telling you, oh, he don't believe in marriage, or he don't really want you as his girlfriend, but y'all just vibing out and y'all just getting to know each other and y'all just cool, but he want to freak you and do everything to you. A man who loves you is not going to have you out here like that. A man who loves you is going to want to commit to you. And so the fact that this man doesn't want to commit to you is a sign that that is not the man for you. So how do you emotionally detach, knowing what you're worth? Because when you know that, okay, wait, I actually can have marriage, I actually can have a real relationship with somebody who actually loves me, I can actually be cared for and I deserve to be cared for, you're going to move differently. You're not going to keep being in toxic relationships, and you're not going to overly extend yourself for somebody who showing you that they don't want to commit to you. The second thing I learned to do to emotionally detach from men, honestly, I stopped getting excited. So once again, like, I'm hopeful for love. I love love and everything like that. But I stopped as soon as a man approached me or a man come to me, because I was a person who was very much, when you grew up in these broken homes, you are like, whoever you are, whether it's a friend, whoever, you usually try to stick with people. You're usually the person who is very loyal. You try to hold everybody down. And so you like, if you come into my life, I'm gonna make sure you straight. And I stopped doing that because that was my problem. And that's how I ended up with a toxic relationship. That's how I ended up with struggle love before, because I'm like, man, you came into my life, you chose me, we're in this together. And the problem with that is no, you should not be in anything together with a man who has constantly disrespected you, not chosen you, shown you that he doesn't love you, showing you that he doesn't like you, he doesn't keep his promises, he makes you feel bad about yourself. That is not a person you need to consistently stick things out with. And so that's why I stopped getting excited. I stopped because when you excited and you emotionally attach yourself, you start telling yourself stuff that ain't even true when you get real excited. Like, you will literally convince yourself of a story that isn't true because you want something to happen so bad. And when you're that excited and you want something to happen so bad, you'll take whatever this person is giving you and you will make it something that it is absolutely not. So that's the second thing I stopped doing. The third thing I stopped doing, I stopped having conversations with multiple men. Now, if you was a girl who used to date, or you dated a lot of people, I stopped doing all that. And the reason I stopped doing that is because it was very draining for me to date multiple people. Like, it is, you got to think about this. It's draining to talk to 10, 15, 20 men, whatever the case, however many men you talk to, even if you rotate in your favorite 7. If you are emotionally in different places, how are you ever going to know how to be you? Because you being a different person with all 7 of these people. Now, some women are going to digress to this, but I will tell you this, and I'm not telling you to not date because you got to get you a man. What I'm saying is I stopped consistently doing that. Like, where I used to, have a roster or be like, oh, yeah, I talk to all these people. I stopped doing that. And I don't do that anymore, because it's like, when you realize how precious you are, when you realize how special you are, when you realize how important you really are, you don't have time to give yourself to multiple people. And that is something that will keep you emotionally drained when you are consistently giving people the parts of you that are the most special. Now, another thing I stopped doing, I stopped telling men all my business. Now, the reason I stopped telling men all my business is because a man who knows all your business will use it against you. When you are in a place where you are just oversharing, over talking, over this and over that, you are setting yourself up for this man to literally use you. You're telling him everything he needs to basically form a weapon against you. So you can't be saying, no weapon formed against me prosper, babes. You gave him the weapon. You gave him everything he needed to prosper with the weapon. We don't even need that. So just reserving yourself and making yourself discoverable is something I also started to do, because I'm like, it's no way that it has to be love for me that I'm putting out everything in me for no man. So another thing I stopped doing was I stopped fantasizing about the future. Now, this kind of ties in with not getting overly excited, because I did mention, like, if you overly excited, you tend to like think about things, or you make a situation be what it's not. But I stopped fantasizing, meaning I stopped coming to the place where I'm thinking about this man as soon as I meet him. Oh, we're going to get married. Oh, we're going to have a baby. Like, I stopped making things super deep immediately. Like, before they have a chance to even get there, I stopped thinking like about that. Because I used to be like that. I used to literally, because I'm a creative, and then also like I have a very big imagination. I do. And I just imagine things before they even happen. And so when you start imagining a man to be a man that he has not even shown himself to be to you, that puts you in a very dangerous emotional place, because sometimes that stuff can seem so real, and you thinking that it's really like this when it's actually really not like that at all. So I definitely stopped fantasizing my future with men, thinking that they're going to be in my life forever, or allowing this thing to take place in my mind before it actually takes place in my life. So something else that I stopped doing to emotionally detach myself from men so I don't get in toxic relationships anymore is I stopped trying to make excuses for the stuff they was doing. Because I used to be that girl. I'm like, oh, he did this because of, and then this happened because of, he was with her because of, and it's like, every time I would come up with an excuse to why somebody did something so it like would hurt less. But when you actually honest with yourself and you say, okay, he's doing this to me, I don't like this, and I'm not going to stay in it. When you decide to tell yourself the truth, you give yourself the choice to say, okay, I don't want this, and you get to walk away. It's harder to walk away when you try to tell yourself lies about a situation that isn't true. And I know it sounds crazy because it's like, well, duh, because you're lying to yourself. But when you lie to yourself, you make it harder for yourself to leave, because you're convincing your brain, you know deep inside it's not true, but you convincing your brain chemistry, you're convincing yourself that, okay, this is what's really going on. So now you're in a constant conflict between your head and your heart, because you're deceiving your brain to try to tell yourself you're not seeing what you're seeing, but then your heart knows that this is not where you belong. So I definitely stopped telling myself different stories than what was actually going on. And that is the 5 or 6 ways that I actually learned to healthily detach myself from men. I don't think that men are bad. I love men. You feel me? We want men because we want babies. We want to be wives, but we do not want to be with the wrong man. And I think that is the most important thing, because there are so many women who are in toxic relationships where you're being mistreated and you're staying, and you don't have to stay. You can have love. You can choose yourself. You can have good things come to you, girl. So once again, my name is StarLashay. I'm the CEO and founder of Girl.start.over. And if you need help on your healing journey, girl, definitely get the Girl Start Over book. But I want you to really learn to love yourself. And I want you to know it's okay to away from situations and men and people who hurt you. And it's okay to actually receive the things that you want for your life. So once again, my name is StarLashay, and I hope you girls have a great day. Bye.